Okay, Taurus, let's see what's going on with you. This is your mid-month reading. Okay, using the what's the gossip cards. I guess it's just what's gossip, but whatever. Okay, let's get in here, guys, and see what's going on. What's the gossip? What's the tea? Overall energy coming out for Taurus in the mid-month is closure, letting go, ending the chapters, emotional relief, and finally feeling free. Close that door, Taurus. Nice. Closure. It is time to set yourself free. But I love this, though, because it's saying, Taurus, it's not just closing. It's being locked, deadbolted. And the key is being melted down and ready to open a new door. Yeah. Love it. You could be also moving on, pulling your energy back, dropping the dead weight as you're moving on from someone, something. Okay. Completely done with the old situation. Could have been a back and forth situation, having the silent treatment. Let's see what we got going on over here. Booked and busy in the past. Payback. Ooh. Keeping yourself so booked and busy, you're not going to be looking back to that anymore. And you're looking at retirement goals. Wow, you're going straight into the future. You're just like, there was something here that had some kind of sudden clarity, urgent awareness that you cannot pretty much cannot ignore anymore, is at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like that's what happened over here, Taurus. You had some kind of wake-up call that said, hey, you know what? I need to really start planning for my future over here. I need to really get myself away from this back and forth energy and really get down to the nitty-gritty and get down to business. Yeah, whatever you were when you in the past over here where you're booked and busy, it just means you're just, being very productive, right? You're planting all your seeds. This is really feels like the Seven of Pentacles energy, but it's also like the Eight of Pentacles too. It's like you have your head down, you're really focused, planting those seeds, right? Marking your success on the calendar as you're going. And, really, I feel like what you're doing over here is you're really looking over here at this retirement goals, the long-term stability, the future planning, living the dream, finally earning what you feel comfortable earning. Everybody's earnings are going to be different from everyone else's, right? But it's where you feel relaxed. You feel like you don't have to continue to hustle the bustle and, slave to the grind, It's like just living peacefully. So it's saying that's definitely happening, right? You may have felt like you were a little too occupied with certain situations when it came to other people, other deadlines, right? But now you're like, it's okay because I've got everything under control. You're focusing on the rewards at hand. So I do like that. So let's look at the past over here and see what's going on with this booked and busy. One card, please. Oh, absolutely. It feels like you had this self-discipline. You might, and that you were in control of the situation. You were trying your hardest. I mean, you're just, you controlled the direction. You're courageous. You're really moving. You're going where you need to go. I mean, I do like that because that's saying, yeah, I had the meetings, I had this, I got everything, you could have even been dealing with someone who you thought was, that you had to control and try to put them, on track as well as you're going. Because I do feel like there could be somebody else also in this situation to where it's like, I have all these meetings, I have all these deadlines, right? But I have to pretty much take control and put this person on control and make sure that it could be a child or a teenager or something. Because it feels like you're making deadlines around somebody else as well. That's for some of you, not all of you, okay, guys? But I do feel like it was a big thing, though. It was a big thing because you had to make sure that you, right, had to have your foot on the gas, not just for, you know, this situation, but to make sure that everything got out for this other individual as well. And making sure that they were where they were supposed to. Somebody's a caretaker as well. Like I said, whether it's a kid or, you know, somebody that you have to run to the hospital. Maybe it's mom, dad. Maybe you're a caretaker by profession. You know, so I have to make sure that, you know, I run these errands for this other person. Something is going on to that as well. I'm seeing that. There was a lot going on. But that is finally, you know, that there's an emotional release. It just feels like it got very heavy and very kind of overburdening there for a while. But it's starting to calm down now. It's starting to have a payback. And if it's just you running around, getting all your business done and trying to put a business together, or however it is, take it how it resonates. But they're having the payback over here because this is a karmic cycle coming back around. So you could have felt like towards some time between the past here, the near past, right now, you could have felt like you had a kind of a little bit of a crash and burn. It just feels like you need to, you know, catch up, catch your breath. So in the near future, or in the present here, excuse me, we do have the payback. Everything's, the time is successful. Everything's coming back around to you. You do have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. If you distrusted someone within this situation that was keeping you busy, keeping you on your toes, you may have someone over here who has broken some communication that could also affect the situation. Okay. But you do have other messages coming in as well. So there's some kind of broken communication here. Maybe you were running around for a loved one, trying to help them out as much as possible. The tensions got high. I don't know. There's a split. There's definitely a split here. It's like you're getting everything that you need. But there's definitely some tension over here. Broken communication, breakup. But you have a lot of quick movement. If you felt like somebody had ghosted you, now it's like the ghoster's ghosting the ghoster, I guess you could say. Because it's almost like I don't have time. I don't have time. I'm over here trying to get to my retirement goals. I'm over here trying to live the life, live the dream. I don't have time for this nonsense. Because I do see that as well. So this could be the absolute death of a partnership. I don't mean, well, I mean, unless they actually die. My condolences, but I mean, like, it's done. I closed the door. It's the ending. It's like the love is lost. You've disconnected from them because you have other things to do. Maybe you were running around for them, doing all these things for them. And they just never truly could. And there's your spiritual wake-up call. I'm doing all of this for you. And I'm trying to do all of this and all of that as well. And then all of a sudden, I have all of this clarity and understanding that's like, if you're doing something for someone else that has to do with a love situation, that has to do with them ghosting you, it's almost like they didn't care to begin with. You did all of that for them to be in certain disappointment. Because that's what is showing in the past. It's showing that there was a disappointment if it has to do with a love situation. It doesn't matter, because no matter what, all of this running around and all of that stuff, all the extras is like coming to an end. And now you're just working towards that success. continuing to put your head down, continuing to work hard, but having the payoff now. And now you're saying, oh, you know what? No. No, 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 no. And if you feel like they're coming back in to say something, you're saying, absolutely not, I'm ghosting you. Because you're finding your comfort zone. I mean, that's really what it is, 9 of Coins. You're finally in your comfort zone. You've done all the running around. You've done everything you were supposed to do. You met the deadlines, you made the calls, you made the appointments, you did the meetings, you did the extras. And now it's time to just kick back and relax. And realizing I don't need this type of relationship around me if that's the way they want to act. Because for some of you, I did this for you and I did that for you, and then you're actually really, you're just going to ghost me. You're just going to treat me like that. Maybe you couldn't make one of their appointments, right? Because maybe you had to take the kids to school, to soccer, to ballet practice, whatever, right? Or you had a meeting that you had to be to. I'm sorry, I couldn't get there, right? But you still have all of these speedy messages coming in. Because your phone is blowing up. Your schedule is packed. Your opportunities are flying in. You're moving so fast you don't even have time to read the texts from the past. You see him coming in, you're like, I don't even know. You're leaving that drama behind you at this like hyper speed, because I do feel like there's somebody there. It could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It doesn't have to be. I don't have time for your drama. So let's see what we go over here. Like, look, man, near future, I'm just chilling. It's time. Maybe that's where you're traveling to. Maybe you're getting ready to go on vacation. It says air travel. I'm ready to go to the Bahamas. I'm going to Hawaii. You know, I'm kicking back at the pool. I'm going to the beach. I'm sitting at home. Relaxing. Doing me. Yeah. Looking at my future even more, and how brighter and brighter and brighter it's going to be without any, yeah, there it is. Looking at, there it is. 7 of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah. 2, the King of Wands. Absolutely. Seeing it from a different point of view. You're the visionary. You're like, yeah, I've got all these other things going on. I love that. 7 of Coins. Continuing to build my enterprise of my future. I mean, that's some dreaming. That's some dreaming big over here. Seeing the bigger picture to all the situations. Right? Let's grab a Romeo and Juliet card. What's going on over there? They might feel like they're, if it's a love situation, that's why I brought out love, they feel like this is a punishment. They feel like this could be like some kind of counterattack, right? But, hey, it's, you know, that's, look, you were kind enough to help them. You did what you were supposed to do. I was there for you. You know, they want to reconcile with you. But right now, I just don't feel like that's exactly what you're going after just yet. That's not where you're going right now. Because you're a step forward. You're accelerating. You're bringing forward, making progress where you want to. And it's not with this, with this relationship. You could feel like this is what they're doing within the relationship, but your step forward is different. So even though it's a love card, they're saying, it doesn't matter, Taurus. Only for the fact that they want to step forward and try to reconcile, but you're stepping in a different direction right now. And I really do feel that. It doesn't mean that the love can be 100% lost. It just means I'm doing something for myself right now. I feel like you felt like you were taken advantage of. Or it was just some kind of disappointment, because I just feel like you were running around for them all this time. And then it's like as soon as the running around stopped, they kind of like ghosted you. So you're just like, whatever. So then you have to feel like, were they taking advantage of me? Because 6 of Coins in reverse is taking advantage of, right? Because there's not equal give and take. It could have felt like that in the very beginning, and in the end, It was like, oh, you can't help me out right now because you're too busy. Oh, ghosting. And then they want to come back and say something. You're like, oh, no, I don't think so. Because it's a very immature card. So you could felt like they were very immature about the situation as you're running your kids around, right? Take it how it resonates. Until next time, guys. Peace and love. Bye-bye.